If you fail to plan, you're planning to fail. Planning is everything in productivity. With good planning, you can save a lot of time on the actual execution. And for this reason, I have developed a step-by-step guide that will guide you through developing a strong personal mission statement, your why, crafting smart goals, and then how to translate those into effective monthly and weekly planning so your execution gets improved. And let's dive right in. So first we start with personal mission statement. Here we'll first answer a couple of questions, reflecting on your past experiences, identifying your core values, recognizing your passion, your strengths, understanding what impact you actually want to make, and finally exploring your vision for the future. And based on all these answers, we are going to define a personal mission statement which is clear, concise, inspiring, purposeful, and value-based. And with this, you're going to have the first mission statement. Now, there is always some refinement needed. So we are going to also refine it, and then after the reflection, we are going to readjust it. And final step, we are going to think about how we can start living our whys already starting today. So how can we integrate it? What are the actions? And so on. After we are done with this, we are going to have a very strong personal mission statement, and we are ready to move to SMART goals. Now, SMART goals are very important because goals need to be SMART, which means specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-bound. And by doing them in that way, it will increase the likelihood of their achievement. So first step, we will define our objectives. Then we will make them specific, so the S. We will make them measurable, the M. We will make them achievable, the A, or attainable. We will make them relevant, the R, and we will make them time-bound. After we are done with that, we are going to consider different time horizons. So the first exercise we just do for one goal to practice, but then we need to think about what are my long-term goals? What do I want to achieve in a lifetime? What are my medium-term goals? What do I want to achieve in the next 3 to 5 years? What are my short-term goals? What do I want to achieve in the next year? And then finally, what are my quarterly goals? What do I want to achieve in the next quarter? And based on the process before, we are going to define all of them. And once we are done, we are going to ask ourselves a couple of questions for alignment, like, does each goal clearly support your personal why? Are there any potential conflict between these goals and other priorities in your life? How will you stay motivated? And so on and so forth. Once we are done with that, we are ready with the goals and we are ready to move into the planning phase. Monthly planner. Every time we do a monthly planning, I like to start with setting the intention. So what do I want to focus on? What do I want to achieve by the end of the month? What is the minimum I need to achieve to make this month a success? Once we are done with setting the intention, we are ready to do a bird view. Bird view simply means that we just brainstorm all the tasks that we need to do in this month. And don't worry, because new tasks might come up in weekly planning, but that's fine. This is just to give us a broad overview. Once we are done with the bird view, we are also going to look into our fixed commitments. So what meetings, appointments, events, sports, whatever are fixed. And once we define them, we will put down the date, and we are also going to slot them in the calendar because we want to plan around them. And with that, monthly planning is done. You can repeat it once per month, but right now, the most important one is the weekly planner. So every Sunday, I will take 20 to 30 minutes to plan my week. And this is very beneficial because it will allow you to be in control of your time. And don't get me wrong, every day I would still wake up, and before I start the work, I will spend 10-20 minutes really thinking whether these are really the priorities, but at least I have an overview of everything that needs to be done that week. So again, I will always start with setting an intention. What do I want to achieve this week? How do I want to feel by the end of the week? And what is my primary focus of the week? After that, I here move first to the fixed commitments. So are there any new fixed commitments that I didn't consider in the monthly planning that I need to put in my schedule, and I put them in my calendar? So finally, I start listing the tasks and prioritizing. So first, I would write down all the tasks for the week. Then I would assign which day they need to be completed. So Monday, I need to do my visa, and I need to shoot my YouTube video, and I need to write my Medium article. And Tuesday, something else, and so on, right? So then we have a clear overview. And then I'm going to rank them based on the importance. And I rank them in 3 categories. Big rocks, those are the most critical tasks and projects that needs to be completed. And once we complete those, we can already consider the week a success. Nice to haves, tasks that would be beneficial to complete, but are not either essential or time sensitive, and if I can's. Once I finish the big rocks and nice to have, if I still have a lot of energy, then I can work on if I can's. Very low priority tasks. Once I'm done with this, I have a clear overview of all the tasks I need to do, when do I need to do them, and what is their priority. And finally, I will start allocating time in my schedule. So you remember the fixed commitments that we put before? Here, basically, we're going to plan all the tasks around those fixed commitments. We need to consider when I have the most energy, when I'm the most productive, and put a focus time there, and maybe put more admin monkey task in the afternoon. And this is how we plan professionally.